Look at an astronaut a few days into orbit. The face looks fuller, the eyes a little tighter, the neck thicker. It is not aging overnight. It is fluid. On Earth, gravity pulls blood and water toward your legs all day. In microgravity, that quiet downward drain stops. About 2 liters of fluid shift toward the chest and head. Your body notices, your face notices, your vision can notice. Tonight we open Body Beyond Earth on the Quantum Files. Educational storytelling grounded in flown crew data, NASA and partner research, and published medicine. Timelines for Mars medicine are speculative. Physiology is not. Episode 1 asks a blunt question. What happens when the fluid in your body stops knowing which way is down? Your circulatory system evolved under 1G. Veins in the legs fight to send blood back up. Valves, muscle pumps, and pressure gradients do daily work you rarely feel. Remove the constant downward pull, and the balance changes within hours. Plasma and tissue fluid redistribute toward the upper body. The heart does not suddenly fail. It receives a different loading pattern. Sensors in the neck and chest read the new pressures and tell the kidneys to dump water and salt. Crew often feel a stuffy head and a thin face of thirst that is not really thirst. This is not a cartoon of blood rushing into the skull forever. It is a rapid reset of a system built for standing on a planet. Body Beyond Earth is the series about that reset. Bones, muscle, eyes, sleep, immune risk, and the return to Earth gravity. Tonight we stay with fluids in the face because that is the change you can see first. Flight surgeons and crews have a blunt nickname for the look. Puffy face, bird legs. The face and eyelids can swell. The legs can look thinner as fluid leaves the lower body. Some of this is temporary cosmetic change. Some of it tracks with real pressure and volume shifts that medicine takes seriously. Nasal congestion is common. Sinuses feel full. Voices can sound different over the radio. None of that means the mission fails. It means the body is advertising a new hydrostatic map. On a short trip, many of these face changes ease as the body adapts and as fluid is lost in urine. On longer stays, the interesting question is not only how you look in the mirror. It is what elevated headward fluid does to the eyes and the brain case around them. Here is the part that turns a curious face change into a medical research priority. Some astronauts develop measurable eye and vision changes after long-duration flight. Optic disc swelling, globe flattening, core OY dual folds, a shift toward farsightedness that glasses may need to fix. Researchers group many of these findings under spaceflight-associated neuroocular syndrome, often shortened to SINS. The exact chain is still being mapped. Headward fluid and altered intracranial and eye pressures are leading suspects, not a finished courtroom case. Carbon dioxide levels, genetics, and anatomy around the optic nerve sheath are also under study. That honesty matters. We know enough to take it seriously. We do not know enough to pretend every mechanism is settled. A swollen-looking face on day 3 is not the same as a lasting vision change at landing, but both sit on the same hydrostatic highway. If you are planning months to Mars, an unfinished eye risk is not a footnote. It is an unlock the program still owes the crew. The International Space Station is not Mars. It is the best human lab we have for long microgravity exposure. Ultrasound of the eye, optical coherence scans, careful pre-flight and post-flight vision testing. Those tools turned anecdotes into data sets. Not every crew member shows the same severity. Sex, anatomy, mission length, and individual physiology all seem to matter, and the field is still sorting which factors dominate. That variability is itself a clue. It suggests we are looking at a risk distribution, not a single guaranteed fate. Station research also showed something hopeful. When you can measure a problem, you can design against it. Countermeasure testing becomes possible. Imaging during flight means engineers are not guessing from a blurry debrief 6 months later. Body Beyond Earth will keep returning to that pattern. Flown evidence first, speculation labeled, optimism attached to a real unlock, not a slogan. So what can you do when gravity will not help drain the head? Exercise is the blunt instrument everyone knows. Loaded treadmill running and resistance work protect bone and muscle, and they also stress the cardiovascular system in useful ways. Lower body negative pressure devices try to pull blood toward the legs on purpose, simulating a little of what standing does on Earth. Thigh cuffs and related garments can temporarily sequester fluid in the lower body. Sleep posture, nutrition, and careful fluid management are part of the toolkit too. Researchers also study whether short daily sessions that recreate a head-to-foot pressure difference can protect the eyes better than exercise alone. None of these is a magic face deflator. They are engineering attempts to restore a hydrostatic gradient the planet used to provide for free. The unfinished unlock is a countermeasure stack that protects vision reliably across a diverse crew for deep space durations. We are closer than we were a decade ago. We are not done. Mars adds 2 cruel twists. First, the cruise. Months in microgravity before you ever touch red dust. The face and eye story does not wait politely until landing day. A crew can arrive already carrying the fluid and vision burden of a long free fall. Second, Mars' gravity is only about 38% of Earth. That may help fluids settle compared with free fall. It may not be enough to erase every risk the crew's created. We do not yet have years of human data at Mars gravity. Bedrest analogs and partial gravity concepts help, but they are not a finished Mars clinic. Artificial gravity concepts exist on paper and in partial tests, but a spinning ship is still an expensive architecture choice, not a default. So the honest scoreboard looks like this. Earth gravity, problem understood by daily life. Station microgravity, problem measured and partially fought. Mars, problem stretched across a long, quiet cruise. Then a partial gravity landing we have not medically stress-tested at scale. That is why Body Beyond Earth starts with fluids. If the headward shift is the first visible change, it is also an early warning light for longer missions. Scoreboard the idea. Your face in space is not vanity. It is a visible readout of fluid mechanics your ancestors never needed to solve. Episode 1. Unlock is simple to say and hard to finish. Treat the human body as spacecraft hardware. Measure the fluid shift. Protect the eyes. Build countermeasures that work for long durations, not only for a few months on station. Next episodes will open the next doors. Bone and muscle, radiation dose math, sleep on a strange day length, surgery with delay, who gets medically disqualified, and the return problem when Earth gravity feels heavy again. For now, remember the cold open. When gravity leaves, fluids rise. The face tells on you. That is Body Beyond Earth on the Quantum Files. Subscribe if you want the next system when we open it.